Hi, I'm Salty and I'm here chatting with Milky. Well, I grew up in the dance world. So I was full-time dancer from the age of 3. My mum put me into dancing, and I kind of grew up loving musical theatre and doing a few musical theatre shows, and that kind of made me fall in love with being on stage, and I knew that that's what I was meant to do. But yeah, I studied music for a little bit at JMC for like a year, and then I kind of came out of it and just like chucked myself into sessions with every single producer writer in Sydney. I really felt like I put myself out there and like learned a lot from just chucking myself into the deep end. But yeah, that's kind of how it happened. I just feel I've always felt like my most self on stage. So whatever that means, that's what I try to do. The rebrand, I just felt like Salty feels more like a world and like a community rather than Curse and Salty. We just kind of thought, let's drop the first name. Everyone calls me that anyway. Like I was going overseas and people had never met me before and they're calling me Salty, and I was just like, I think it's time to drop it, and it feels good. I kind of was at a point where I was very anxious about doing things out of my comfort zone. And I think like coming out of COVID, that was really hard. Like I felt like I had to be like going out and like being crazy and like traveling with my friends. And like a lot of the time I just wanted to be home and doing like nothing. And I felt like that was a general consensus with everybody coming out of COVID. You felt like you had to do like a million things. But I just wanted the song to be like this kind of anthem of like, who really gives a fuck like what you do? Like it's whatever makes you happy, and if that's going out all the time kissing random people, then great. But if it's staying at home, that's also good too. But yeah, I wrote it with my close friend Charlie and Cyrus, and literally we wrote it in one day and it hasn't changed. So that's like it's so special, and every friend we show, they're like, when's this coming out? They know the lyrics, and yeah, it's just been a good one for like 2.5 years. I'm very excited to finally put it out, for sure. I think the second part of the chorus where it's like, kiss somebody till we're naked, stay till 3 a.m, get wasted. I just feel like that is a moment for everyone to scream on stage. Like, I just feel like I can feel that happening. I can see it in my visions for the future. It's like everyone screaming that specific section. We're very like, that was the plan when we were writing it as well. We're like, let's keep it simple but also like broad and relatable. It was thought about. It wasn't just, we didn't just come up with it. I feel like visuals are my favorite thing. If it's second to being on stage, I feel like visuals are my favorite thing. It's funny, when I write the song, I can kind of see the music video. This music video, like as soon as I wrote the song, I knew exactly what it was going to be. And like literally it's stuck to the same storyline. Yeah, it's just, they're super important to me. I think growing up, I would like just obsess over music videos, and I think it's so important to have a consistent like visual thing as an artist, and I feel most strong in my visuals, I guess. Yeah, this one I knew as soon as we wrote it, it had to be what it is. It changes all the time. Some days I'm like I know it's pop and I know that's where I sit most in, but I don't necessarily, I've always thought I could do everything, like as in anyone can do everything. And I think now it's kind of like you can shift, like shape shift into other genres and do a pop rock song and like a edgy pop song, and it's fine. Like I think the thing I try to across all my music is I am the tie, not the genre, if that makes sense. I think I am the tie. I used to have a process, and I think it fucked me for a little bit because, sorry, I feel like I shouldn't swear, but I used to have a process, and I would kind of come into sessions with a theme or a song title before the song had even been written. I would come in with like, yeah, it's going to be about, you know, dying, like this song is, whatever. And I feel like I did that for a few years, and now I'm like trying to do it differently. I felt really I was doing it too structured and too thought about, and not just like letting things come out and like how I felt on the day. It was like, I'm going in with this and it has to be this and this is the structure. And I think now I'm just trying to listen to myself more and trust my gut and my like instincts. Yeah. I mean, I guess we're all friends, so that's like the number one thing. I'm like a massive fan of Charlie, and she's like one of my best friends, so it was really natural. It wasn't like today, you know, the 23rd of this month, we're doing a session, us three. She was just like over, and that's how it kind of happened. But I guess in terms of collaborating with anyone, I don't really like preempt it. Like if you're in the room, like we'll make it work, like we'll write a really good song and like I'll give everything. And I'm very fortunate enough to have experienced sessions where everyone just gives their 100% energy, doesn't matter what's going on. I think it's very scary. They scare me, those apps, because it's like they're so valuable, but it's so easy to get lost in it. And like from personal experience, I've had to create a better relationship with social media in general, I think, because you kind of just like, it kind of just becomes you. And I think you need to have a good relationship with it and really look at it as a business thing. And obviously being your authentic self, that's what gets the message across, and that's what grows the fans, and that's how you get big. But it can be easy to lose that bit, which is ironic, I guess. But I'm very fortunate enough to like have a good relationship, and I'm always working on myself with TikTok and Instagram and stuff like that. But it's also an amazing thing because now you have this platform. You don't like necessarily need a label. Like you can make your song do anything on it, and I think it's exciting, but it's a double-edged sword. You just have to like work your way around it. Definitely working on an EP. That's the goal and the plan. Live show, I'm definitely going to be putting on. I had my first headline show last year, was called Salty Sweet, and we're trying to like carry it through every year and put on an event every year and get a bunch of artists on the lineup and have like a mini festival, a mini Salty festival. So that's definitely in the plans. And then yeah, whatever other live work comes up, I mean, that's like what I'm striving towards and my main goal. So always working. I'm thinking I'm going to LA next month. That'll be fun, writing more music there, and yeah, always working. Right now, Lily Allen, Katerina. Recently, Ray's new album, My 21st Century Blues. Mean Girls. I don't think it's like over in a second. I don't think. Miley Cyrus. The Climb by Miley Cyrus. Kylie Minogue. Justin Bieber, but the My Worlds tour, like the very first one, not the last one. A Spice Girl. Salty Sweet. Kim Petras. I've always wanted to perform at the Enmore Theatre in Australia. Africa by Toto. Lady Gaga. Listen to your gut and don't lose your drive. It was a songwriting showcase at my high school, and this girl got up and sang a song that she wrote, and I remember going up to her afterwards being like, how did you do that? Like, teach me how to do that. And then I went home and tried to write my first ever song.